You got the password. He trusts you.
Password to what?
Your phone and everything.
Oh yeah.
I'm all this stuff.
I'm just telling you. He trusts you.
Oh yeah, he already got the phone.
He
Y'all
like
not
that.
married, you got to go to that phone.
Now, in no means am I saying that a dude should give his girlfriend a passcode to the phone. I ain't saying.
I hop out the wheel like a fence. 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 I'm on the moon like a Jackson. I hop out the wheel like a fence. I hop out the wheel like a fence. I hop out the wheel like a fence. I strip the door like a latch. Boy, I'm a fiend out of heaven. I just wanna give me a match. It live at the top of the planet.
You absolutely know when your spouse is pissed off. You know sometimes before you even go home, it's not a single man that had pulled up to your house, turned off the car, and just took a deep breath.
Yeah, it's a sign. You know what, females do that too.
It's
so.
on. Yeah,
you already know when it went too far.
I was playing that we got this show today. I was watching something on TikTok the other day, TikTok or whatever. And TD Jake said that a man, he was talking about men, and he was like, about trust. He was like, because once I open up to you and I trust you for being vulnerable to you and you use that against me later, he's saying you basically training me to shut up.
So watch this. That's a good conversation. Just so we can understand how different words can be interpreted, a male versus female. What is trust to you?
Well, I mean, just first of all, knowing that person. Trust me is not like, let's see, you wanna.
If I say if you tell your lover that you trust in, what does that mean?
That means that I trust that you're gonna do what you need to do. I trust that you know me as a person, the intimacy of it. I trust that you're gonna do what's best for not only you, both of us. You wake up and choose us. I trust that you can lead without me having to tell you, you know, bit by bit what to do and how to be that person that I need you to be.
Okay. Here's what trust means to me. All right, and it has different layers based on how close the relationship is. If we got homeboys, we got friends. There's a certain level of trust that he's gonna give that somebody that I don't know gives. He may know the combination to my house. He may know the code to my phone. He may know where certain paperwork is. Also, so all those things I just gave, if you got a code in my house, that's my security. I'm opening myself up vulnerably to you. So if you're a bad actor, you can use what I give you to hurt me. All right, so that's from a friend standpoint. Now I go to the next level. Yours is from a spouse or from that life partner. You're opening up. I'm trusting you with everything that's wrong with me. So you're gonna know things that he don't know. You're gonna know if I'm sick. You're gonna know if I'm on medication. You're gonna know what makes me scared. You're gonna know what makes me angry. You're gonna know what makes me cry. He don't know any of that. I'm trusting you with all that stuff. So what he was saying with T.D. Jakes, any of those things that I trust you with, if I trust him with the code in my house, and I came home and he was in my house without my permission, he just broke my trust. And so I'm gonna take that ability for him to hurt me away. I'm gonna lock my door and change the codes. If I tell you, hey, I'm having an issue with this, and this is what I'm struggling with, and in that argument, you use that trust to hurt me, I'm gonna lock my door. Because you just used what I gave you as a weapon. And so I gotta keep you out of that too. Because I can be a victim of you also. Super.
He said they don't understand the language.
They don't understand.
He said train.
Huh?
He said train.
He said that when they do it, either side I'm pretty much at work for, but whenever you do that, you're training your spouse to shut up. So basically he's saying what he's saying. You training me not to tell you nothing. You training me not to be open to you because you're gonna use it against me down the road if we get in an argument or something like that. So he's saying that and then you say most men ain't compassionate, as y'all say about that. Ain't compassionate or don't open up about their feelings, but he was like, you don't know the screams that be inside because he ain't gonna say it because he can't trust you. You see what I'm saying? So if he can't trust you with it, then he ain't finna. You the closest thing he got. So if he can't trust you with it, he can't tell nobody else about it because you the closest thing that he got.
Right.
And so it's all inside for him, you know. So
Hey, if you lucky, you find that one that
you can open up and talk to, right? And sometimes some guys just ain't like I go back for all time. I just ain't that. I wish I
what?
put your feelings out there all the time, whatever you want to call it.
You're not emotional,
Yeah, that ain't.
compassionate.
That's what they say all the time. That's what they say. But I am.
Bad delivery.
I am, but I'm just in my own way.
I agree with that.
I think most people, even men, I think men get a bad rap for that. I think we don't like to show our emotions as much, but we definitely just as soft as something.
It's not more.
So
It's
we
not
know
more.
that though, so we don't understand like, okay, I'm supposed to be your girl, I'm supposed to be your, your companion. Why can't you open up with me?
But have you broke that trust? And sometimes,
Have you gained
how do you know?
In this relationship, yes. The one with
it?
friends.
He gets to decide.
Okay.
You don't get to
That
decide.
makes sense though. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
you don't get to decide. He gets to the same way.
But it's probably a question that you should ask.
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
how?
like how much do you trust me? Like I know, are you there? Because I mean that's a question that a female probably would never ask a guy. And that's
Would
so.
a guy open up and be honest and say?
It depends on if you trust.
Oh, nah, it's gonna take a different type of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Most guys aren't like that, I would say. Just not.
9%.
Some guys, you gotta find out some of that on your own. Though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You are. Especially depending on what he asks you to do. 'Cause that's basically where when it starts.
Yeah.
When he actually,
When he asks you what he asks you to do.
what he
Regardless
at?
of what?
Mm-hmm. If y'all going together, you got access to his bank account and trust you.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? If you
He trusts you to find it.
he trusts you with the finances, but what
He trusts you.
what
He trusts you with the finances,
what
he trusts
dude gonna give the account
He trusts you.
Okay.
and don't trust you with nothing else? And the password, if you got the password, he
Oh,
trusts you.
Password what?
To what?
Your phone and everything.
Oh,
he
yeah.
trusts you.
Putting out all the stuff.
I'm just telling you, he trusts you.
Oh yeah, he already the phone.
He
like
like
that
that.
married, you got to go to that phone.
Now, in no means
He
am I
alright.
saying that a dude should give his
Yeah.
girlfriend a passcode to the phone. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying
He don't want
that.
it.
Everybody should have their
Yeah,
own
the phone, I don't
passcode.
want that. I do have the passcode to like the bank stuff and everything like
I
that.
ain't trust you then.
How long y'all been together?
2 years.
2 years. You haven't been like that rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the challenges with it?
Whew, challenges. I'm open, he's not. He, you know what? I'll take that back. In the beginning, he wasn't. Like you said, it takes time. So we're getting to the point now. We gone past that threshold now. I feel like he fully trusts me to be his girl. That's what his girl. Like he knows. Oh, she gonna be with me through thick and thin. You know what? We've been here.
So-
It's a lot of time too. It ain't a relationship thing for a dude for opening up in communication. You just might not know what that dude done been through.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
And so, depending on the stuff that he done been through,
Yeah.
it might be a reason why he closed off and not open like that.
Yeah.
You know, and that might not be just be that he don't trust you. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Couldn't it be also the accepted role? And what I mean by that, you can see sometimes relationships are off balance. To where one person wants to be treated like wifey, but she don't have a responsibility of a wife.
Right.
And vice versa with the man. You can see a lot of times that's off balance there.
It's like I forget the dude's name, but he said women today they want a 1984 man, but want
I
to
told you
be
that.
yeah, we want to be a 2022 wife.
What,
You know what I
what
mean?
does that mean?
So you want me to do all the stuff that you seen your granddaddy do back in the day? I'm talking about take care of all the stuff granddaddy did back in the day. But you want to be 2022 white, so you don't want to do none of the stuff that grandma did
But not all
back in the day.
Some of them granddad were hell.
I feel like a lot of them were, but you didn't have social media and
It don't,
you know.
but still, you can't still put the requirements on a man to be 1984.
That's a good point.
You ain't gonna be
gotta
1984.
be equally yoked.
I think people miss what is the definition of what you want in a man and what you want in a woman. And I think those roles mix sometimes with the modern day stuff. From a man's perspective, I want to be the man to where, and you can do it on the female side, to where sometimes I don't think it's really appreciated how tough it is to be a real man. Meaning, to be a real man, you can never fail in your duties. say it again, a real man, what you expect out of a man, he can never fail you once in life. Meaning, if you desire your man to be a protector, if one time in his life you need protection, not want protection, not the Will Smith stuff, but really need protection to where it's him standing between you and danger, and he shies away from that. That one time, that man is no longer a man anymore. And a real man knows that so much in their heart that they're willing to die before harm comes to you, because they know that role is that serious in protection. And providing, if that man allows his family to go on, that's my responsibility to be provided. Regardless of how much money you make, my responsibility is to provide. So if provision is lacking, one time in life, that's my responsibility. And I have failed as a man if I allow that to happen. So if you say your job is, if mine is providing and yours is nurturing, all right, let's just say cooking at home. If I can't fail one time in protecting or providing for you, why is it that so many women feel that they can fail? I don't want to cook tonight. I want to take off from being a woman tonight.
You still gonna eat.
Huh?
A woman's still gonna provide. I may not cook for you, but you're gonna have someone on their table to eat. Like,
So if danger present itself, the red can get it. I ain't got it.
No,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I throw you the gun.
Like, you got it this time. Take a shot. You got it.
I told y'all, it's grace.
See, 2022 when they come back to grace.
Hold on, don't put me in that category, because I'm not that
If we got that standard, you gotta have that same standard.
We'll set your boundaries. Set your deal.
Yeah, you gotta talk about it, because I mean, to me, that's they too unbalanced to manage. But you gotta set your standard. I get your point, but like her cooking and standing away of danger. I mean, her missing a day of cooking and him missing a day of protecting her.
My point is your role.
I get you, but you gotta talk about that. You gotta set that in the beginning, and then he know he can't, or if you don't want her to miss a day of cooking, she gonna provide now. What she go buy from the restaurant? You still eating. I think that's totally different from you protecting her from danger. Because if I'm around, danger right here, and I let my homeboy handle it, yeah, she gonna look at you different. That to me, that's two different levels.
That's something you gotta do every day. That's something you gotta do every day.
He should know. He should. So to me, the standards are different. He should. That's life and death. Could potentially be life or death.
Yeah.
You missing the meal ain't gonna be life or death.
It won't be. But me providing, that's what I do every day when I get up. I have to. Her feeling safe. Not even. Let's keep the danger. Some of an intruder coming in.
Right.
Her feeling safe every day is my responsibility. So let's just say, for instance, I don't care if I can't take her to a hotel or to a restaurant where she feel unsafe. She can't. When you bought your house, you consider her feeling safe in that house for that payment that you make on that house. Everything that you do revolves around the manhood of your responsibility as a father. When you say what school you want to go to, that's her. You give that to her because you want her to feel comfortable.
Right.
When you pick a house, you look at it, how much it's going to cost, but does she feel, if I leave here today, this is how serious a man's responsibility is. I got to prepare in case I leave her today. Not leave her, leave this world today.
Right.
I got to make sure she's in a house where she's provided for.
Right. Good man.
Finances are
Good
taken
man.
care of. So, all right, so the other thing, so the woman got to do that. So the woman got to do that. She ain't got to prepare for the time she died.
I know the 2022.
Hold on, the 2022 woman does.
Tell me then, because I don't know these 22. But tell me about these women.
Okay, well, back in the day, what you said, 19.
We talking about now.
We talking about the men back in the day.
Okay, gotcha.
That was y'all's job, to protect, provide, and
So
then
that ain't our job.
It is your job, but I feel like women today have to pick up more of the pieces because men aren't as.
From your experience,
Pick up more of the
in
pieces.
the past.
Yes.
Pieces like
Oh,
what?
I feel like women don't have an option. We get up every day. So you have, your wife is probably the one who's going to get up and make sure your baby girl is good to go. If you don't feel like one, if you sick, you can lay down, but your wife can't do that.
Y'all want to
She got to get up.
tell the truth? We talking today?
Hold on.
She don't know.
So, I'm trying to get it right.
Usually,
No, go
Okay,
ahead.
let it go.
Y'all's relationship.
No, we ain't talking about we ain't talking about our relationship.
No, okay, I don't want y'all to think I'm talking about Los
Right.
and Hope. I don't
We
know
just talking about
about y'all
in general.
dynamic.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
She names out of it.
Yeah.
We talking in general. Right.
Females don't have the option to just say, you know what, I'm sick today. I'm gonna just lay down and not worry about the family. No, I don't know why y'all frowning in here.
Because you got that option.
No.
If you don't have that option, you done got the wrong bottle of Ciroc off the shelf.
Let's just say
Not you. I'm saying.
Let's just say I'm single.
Right. Not.
Okay.
I'm
We talking
well.
about me.
Other people. Okay.
Yeah. Not y'all. Yeah.
So we can take off.
Yeah, I feel like y'all have the option to choose. Let's say, hey, you know what, this right here, I need to go take care of this. I know you got the kids and everything, you good. Like, I feel like men have the option to be fathers when they want to be fathers. Like, women have to get up and do it. It doesn't matter. Like,
You saying you have to be a mother?
yes, I have to be a mother,
You right.
but you don't have
That
to.
ain't. But you don't.
You
It
don't
ain't.
have to be a dad. You don't have to be that nurturer. You don't have to be in the house. I feel like as long as a man's getting up and getting money for his family, that's their job. That's their duty.
Oh.
When you come home,
A bad dad don't have to be a dad.
Ow.
A bad father don't have to be but a real father, like he talking about a real man, a real father, gonna be a real man and a real father every day. So hear what I say to that. And is a mother's job harder than for taking care of the house and the kids?
Let's stop. Let her finish though. She says that I don't think accurate. I won't walk through that. She said that in her mind that men are able to take off.
I'm finna go there. Let me go there. So here, cause me, Hope and Ashley, we had this conversation too. So is a woman's job tougher at home than a man's job is? Probably 110%, right? But
Tough or different.
it's different, but
tough.
it's some challenge. I got a daughter, so is it tougher for my wife with doing hair late at night and all that type of stuff? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's tougher. That is it, right?
Well,
So
I ain't
cool.
saying tougher which way, man or woman, but I'm just
Right.
different.
But here's the thing. My job now, and P job now, P job probably throughout his career, P job probably been tougher than mine, right?
Why?
Military, you've been overseas, you've been in it, you know, you've been, I don't know.
I've done those same things.
Well, right, but here's where I'm going there. I don't know what type of bodies y'all got. I don't know what type of bodies y'all got on y'all. But here's what I'm saying. But that's P job. Just as P job harder than mine, don't negate nothing about my job. That's your job. If it's your job to be a mom, that's your job.
Okay,
Like,
it's your job to be a dad.
Right,
That's
so
your job.
that's my job. So it ain't no which job is harder than the other because you sign up for it. And whatever you sign up for,
That's not all day.
that's it. I mean, that's your job. So if you sign up for a harder job than me, it don't matter. That's your job. You signed up for that job.
Mothers should be harder workers than dads. But going back to how this conversation started in the first place, you were saying like providing. Like if there's a day where you don't provide, it's like end all be all. But it's like for women, we have to pick up the pieces. If you don't provide, we have to pick up the pieces and make sure the house still runs. Like you said, you provide a home if you had to leave today. But guess what? If you didn't do that, we would have to do that because we have kids to take care of. It's not just us. Like women have to choose us, the kids. Maybe my mama's sick. Maybe my uncle and my cousin fighting. We have to choose all that. Men can say, you know what? I put a roof on your head. Man, all the rest of that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm trying to
We
see
have to
y'all.
pick up
y'all-
the
Can't
No.
believe nobody
She
told you that.
got it so twisted.
No.
Can't believe nobody told you
So
that.
I think. Okay, let's say for instance, you have a female that has a baby, and so maybe her interpretation of what a father is, because she's not married to it, that's different. Then yes, it's going to be set roles to it. But in the 2000s, if man and wife and have a child, those chores are not clearly defined as male and female anymore. Meaning, if I come home, I'm changing diapers, I'm cooking,
Right.
I'm cleaning, I'm doing those same things. Very seldom when you find a man that doesn't know how to cook now, because he got to pick up the pieces. Maybe you don't see it that way,
Right.
but he,
I'll watch
if I got a son, yeah, I'm trying. You don't depend on somebody else to cook for you because you may not have that. You probably won't have that. Most of the time, you're not going to have that, and so you got to prepare for that. So I don't think it's to say y'all got a tough job, no doubt. No, I can't have a baby.
Yeah. Can't suck
I
on
can't
my titty.
breastfeed.
Can't suck on my titty. Nope.
That's part of it. So it's clear roles. And I think the problem is everybody's chasing somebody else's role. Be okay if your job is to get up in the middle of the night to birth a baby. His job is to get up in the middle of the night to chase off a bird.
Cause here's the thing.
Let's quit trying to switch these roles. Like,
Cause here's the thing. I feel for you with that kid sucking on your nipple at 2:30 in the morning. No, but for real, you roll over and see your wife with a human hanging off of it. You feel for it.
Right.
But it ain't nothing I can do about it. You see what I'm saying?
Motherhood is a hard job.
Yeah, it ain't nothing I can do.
I just think the roles are just different, though, equally hard. Like, mothers are, you bred to be a nurturer. Like, that's your natural job, to be a nurturer. You can nurture, I can't do what you do.
She built
For a kid, you built for
Right.
it, that's your job. But, just because I don't change the pamper or get up and feed the baby, I don't see too many women out there on that hill cutting that grass either. But I also, so when my wife can't, but I would go in there and change the pampers, I do that, but a lot of times it's not reversed, like it's not reciprocated. For, the man got one about it. Also, next to,
I don't want
I
to
think-
feel
I
like
can't give birth.
I
I'm
think
saying.
everybody need to understand on both sides that look, I get tired just like you
It's
get
just
tired.
right.
Sometimes it be too much on me, just like it's too much on you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I need a minute, just like sometimes you need a minute.
Right.
And but because you're doing two different jobs,
Right.
all the time you don't see.
What
And
they
basically
get-
what you saying, like communication coming in.
Communicate.
Well, it's the communication.
That's
I think we went run into trouble when you start taking points.
Right.
When you keep start taking scores and
Don't do
say,
that.
I do
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
this.
Don't do
You
that.
should- because not all points are equal.
Yep.
And matter of fact, your role might not be to hit certain points. It may be the other individual responsibility. But when people start trying to take a score, I do this in a relationship,
Yeah.
you do that. The perfect relationship is you do the opposite. So in other words, I'm trying to score points with you. And you're
Right.
saying, well, he just did that for me, I'm gonna do this for him. But what typically happens is that you keep score and you say, well, she didn't wash the dishes. All right, so I'm not cleaning the grass, I'm not cutting the grass. All right, he didn't cut the grass. Okay, so that means I'm not cooking tonight. Because she's not cooking tonight. I'm throwing away those flowers I was thinking about getting. And so what ends up happening, you're in a rush to do as little for each other as possible. At the end of the day, neither one of y'all get what y'all want.
Right.
Because you're trying to fight the points instead of the opposite, trying to
Gain the
outgive
points.
the individual.
Trying to love the person.
Yeah,
At the end of the
outlove.
day,
You're
I'm
trying
trying
to
to love you
outlove.
more than you love me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
You try to outlove, out appreciate, whatever it is that you desire in a relationship. You should be trying to outdo them. But a lot of times it becomes the opposite. One, because we're not communicating, says stop. We keep scoring.
Right.
Let's reverse this. Let's
Right.
start over today.
Right.
Right.
Baby, I love you. You know what?
Right.
Honey, I appreciate you.
Right.
We're gonna start the game over every day. Ooh, that sounds simple then.
Shit.
I just gave you one right
No,
now.
I
just gave you.
Right there now.
I just gave you one. Let's start over at 6 a.m. This is how we're gonna play the game tonight. Okay? You know. But the older generation, they made it work.
They didn't have a lot of. I wasn't gonna say they didn't have a lot of distraction, but man, I don't know what they did different back in the day.
They had the same instructions.
It was just what the
with
Well,
no-
what
with
I'm
no
saying-
light on the
Access
shelf,
to-
Yeah, I just don't know
So-
what it
so-
was because
so-
all I remember Granddaddy going to work, coming home.
I think for modern,
But I met old Granddaddy though. I didn't meet 40-year-old or 30-year-old in it.
but here's what I think. I think you have communities that have a code of ethics. Even if it was wrong done, even if they drank, they kept it in the cup, and it was at nighttime. Nobody saw it. If they cussed, they didn't do it in front of the kids. If they fought, they didn't do it in front of the kids. There was a code of ethics that somehow became uncool to our culture. That whether it be, I just say from the Bible, well, that's where we came up at, from the church. Bible, these are the rules of ethics. You don't smoke, you don't drink. Some of that stuff was wrong, but you don't smoke, you don't drink. But it was codes to it. To where the code was so serious to where Our men didn't enter into the house of another woman. They stood outside. In fact, a lot of them stood in the driveway. If they knew that a woman was in that house, and that would they would not come to the inside the door. They respected her so much. And in turn, it molded the way they dressed, the way they talked. They respected each other. They respected their community. They kept their homes up. I think it's a lack of, we got so many opinions out here. Nobody knows what's the code.
Right.
How do you treat a woman? Are you an independent woman, or are you what we just call a old school woman? What are you? Is it offensive for me to open the door for you or to pay for your meal?
Right.
Or do you do? So there's so many opinions out there now that where
I had one lady in my job, man, what I do. And I opened the door for her because I'm a guy from the country, that's how we were trained, open the door for a lady. Man, she was like, no, I open my own door. I don't need you to open the door for me. I was like, hey, look.
well, so think about the old
So it's extra for me to walk around here anyway. I can go give the guy a leave, but
As a female, you think that guys today do stuff like that for females?
Men do.
Men do.
they ain't necessary.
I feel like it's a lost art.
That's good answer.
You know, the kids growing up today, I don't call them kids. I say
The younger
the younger
generation.
generation
Right.
today. I feel like it's lost art, and I honestly don't feel like it's fully their fault because they're not being taught that. So, I mean, parents today are getting younger and younger and younger. Like, their kids in high school, middle school having kids. And so you got babies raising babies. Of course, the respect, the maturity, everything about being, courting, like that's going to be a lost art.
It's a lack of a code. You just mentioned courting. Our courting, and I ain't old, but I ain't young. But at the same token, it was for our whole community, school friends. Your first date was going to be to church. You met up at church, and then that's what was our.
I ain't have my first date.
That's all. The first.
My mom
I ain't get that birthday.
If you wanted to date one of my,
Right, but
if you wanted to date one of my first sisters, we were going to meet you. The first time we met you was going to be at church.
I don't
We
know
went to church
if we
and then
really
we came
dated
home.
I ain't
though, in high school. I don't think we really dated. I think that might have been like I don't remember taking no
You ain't take nobody to the movies.
To the
or
prom?
playground?
Now
to the prom,
That
but like
well, I know something
to the movies.
and
Like,
stuff.
I mean,
Well,
like,
Stay.
now I had a little juice now, but I ain't remember dating like that. Taking nobody to the movies to
Oh,
the
you
prom.
met up with the person when they got there?
But see, you in Montgomery. I'm in Texasville, Alabama. Like, when Troy got it ain't no movies, and it ain't in Louisville. It ain't a lot of stuff you can meet. It ain't a lot of stuff you can date at. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big difference.
So you got to be able to drive to a date.
Right, you gotta drive.
And our age, well, down there where we from, you got to be able to drive. So if you can't drive, most you doing is talking on the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning with Slow Jam playing.
Everything was far.
You know what I'm saying?
But you even did that.
Now that we
A lot of
did.
that.
Now we
A lot.
that.
I would say that's a lost art.
That.
Communications back in our time was
Him record when Dr.
With
Michael
Jam-
Long
yeah.
with Slow Jam, record it.
Those-
Oh, I'm gonna kill it. Slow Jam right here, I'm gonna kill it. That
So
was it.
8 hours was nothing to do on the phone.
Oh,
You
Easy.
could talk to them. That's how you knew that it's even doable
Right.
for that first time. You could talk to them.
Man, one of my girlfriends,
you hang up.
one of my girlfriends,
I got to let the phone charge up a little
man,
bit.
one of my girlfriends, daddy got on the phone one night. Boy, it was bad. We were about 2, 3 in the morning talking, man. I ran a. My mom getting ready to sell the house, and it's funny because she was mentioning it. She was mentioning it when she was talking to the people, and so I didn't have a phone in my room. But back then, you know how you can run them long cords. So I put a hole in the closet and ran the cord through the closet, so I could have a phone in my room.
So another lost art. Write love letters.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't know about love
Oh,
letters.
I wrote plenty of
I
them.
got in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah,
But it shaped everything. You had to learn how to fancy
And I used to hop in the DM. You don't write that no more. You just hop in the DM.
We got letters that gotten shorter too. Now they're like, what's up?
Yeah.
Fly me
What
out.
you doing? Why?
By the
What
time
you
we got
doing?
me
That's
out,
what I need.
What you doing?
It's just, yeah, it's
but
not.
that was it. I mean, but those were the good times though, back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Trying to have that music playing on the
Yeah.
phone while you talking. I remember when that Jagged Edge came out.
Oh,
Bro.
man.
Big.
It was Keith Sweat too.
Sweat gets you.
Babyface.
Yeah, baby. Joey said,
And Drew
That's
Hill
so-
dropped, it was over.
So,
It was over.
yeah,
Drew
I
Hill dropped.
always thought coming through college, looking back at it, men got a bad rap. I see that today amongst my friends, and this is an honest assessment. To where you hear women saying, I can't find a good man. What a good man are. I really didn't see that even in our worst days in college. Wait, well, think about it for a second. Think about it. He knows. I'm about to prove it to you.
I'm here.
Were we wild? Yeah. But when we said, all
but
right,
you was a good man and that's something.
nah, it was really all of when we say we stop. It wasn't a whole lot. Think about the whole group. The whole
We say it was
group.
over,
In
it's
fact,
over.
most of the time it was the opposite. It was the girl that ended up being wrong. I don't want to call the names in our house, but if I call out the names, the ones that got right,
Right.
they said, okay, this is one I'm gonna settle down with. And after all that running they did, they said they tried it. It was the girl that went wrong.
Because I remember this guy, bro, like, this was before I got married, way before I got married. And so, he got married before me. I don't know, what year you got married? I ain't gonna ask you that, 'cause I ain't get you in trouble. But, he got married, bro. Like, he wasn't taking nobody's phone call.
I broke contact.
Listen, this
I
is
was
a
like, I gotta
guy.
go away from. I gotta exercise these things.
This is a guy who came back from overseas and picked me up every day at 8:15 from my dorm room with a bottle of Palm Sun. Every day, and Monday through Friday, I had to be with P. I changed my schedule just for P. So I seen him every day. P got married. Silence.
You put the homies down.
Everybody. Like, hey, I'm calling. I only call him during homecoming. I'm like, bro, I understand what you got going on. Homecoming, I want to see you.
That's what it
I
is.
said, you coming to homecoming? Bring it back, make this shit. All right?
Alright, so think about that. Think about my other best man that was on with. I won't call his name, but it was the same way.
Yeah.
We was like, man, this dude won't never slow down. But then we got that crickets.
So, I think all of us.
But what happened with
It was her.
It was her. When you looked at our household, it was the dudes that when they were out there, they was out there.
Now,
I think all of them was looking for
when you
that
get a
one to
man-
knock you down, and then one. Okay,
When you get a man to say he in there, he locked in, you got one. Now, if you screw that up, that's on you. But if you get one to say he locked in, he locked in. He ain't going. He locked in and he
Right,
right
we want
out.
to test your time.
So I'm not saying.
Now he ain't gonna test no boundaries. He ain't gonna test no boundaries. He locked in. When he say he locked in, he locked in.
Let me go back to these boundaries, man. I was talking about from a younger perspective. But when a man become a man, the boundaries, it will come a time. I don't know if it's the woman. I don't know if it's maturity. I don't know what happens. But the difference between a man and a boy, a man know when he got it up. And a man can be content to say, yeah, I just don't have to have that. A boy, you give him $10 and tell him to go to a store, he's gonna come back with $10 worth of candy. And he's still not gonna be satisfied because he's a boy. But a man can say, what you were saying, it ain't worth it.
I ain't gonna let him do all men like that.
Not all men. No, I'm saying men.
But here's what I'm gonna say about it, too. Cause he can be a good guy,
And
right?
still go bad.
And he can still go bad. And what I mean by that is a good guy can be put in the wrong situation, and he can still, just like a good woman. A good woman can be put in the wrong situation, and it can go bad. Drinking, high,
Pressing different.
don't know what's, you know what I'm saying? So I think the best thing, and this is how I am, I just don't put myself in the situation.
That's a strategy.
Yeah, that's a
strategy.
strategy. I just don't put because not saying I'm good, but I just don't do like
Okay, can I
sometimes.
give one more piece of advice?
Hold on.
You remember when I told you what he all used to be? Let me say this.
Right,
Wait.
but you used to be
okay,
talking about
me.
you.
No, I'm talking about a person that we don't know.
Right.
Joey.
You met him.
Joe.
You met Joe when he was in college, and you saw all the stuff that we referenced to. All right, and now Joe hits this point where he's a man. He don't want to go to the store. He don't want to get the candy anymore. He got what he get. Don't forget, Joe the boy.
He's still a tiger.
And that candy that he wanted. Don't forget, he's satisfied now. He's not chasing candy,
He's still a
but there's
tiger.
still candy out there. And don't get so complacent. Don't get so complacent
Oh man.
that you forget.
That nigga tiger.
He's human.
He a tiger.
And he need help to stay at the candy store.
But it's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
I go back to TD Jakes now. Maybe I can get this right. But I get right back. I get
You
this
had
right.
it right first time?
Huh?
You have it right first.
No, I had that right, but he said something else. He was like, he was talking about a tiger, and he was like, a tiger that has been raised in a cage, right? His normal habitat is the cage, right?
Right.
So if a tiger's been raised in a cage and his normal habitat is the cage, then why lock the cage?
Because you still want to go back to the
Because he's still a tiger at the end of the day.
Right.
And he knows something in him is more in him than what he's been around. So he's still a tiger. So I say that to say
every man an alpha, they got something else.
he's still a man.
Listen.
So because he's wired that way, it makes it okay for him to go.
No, can I do this? Can I do this? Just one second. You said you believe in the Bible and everything? Closely? Okay. So, if you believe in the story of creation, when you had Adam and Eve, this was before sin, killing, anything wrong, right? It was bliss. Paradise is what the scripture says. But even at that time, God saw man and he said, it is not good for him to be alone. I give him woman. Even when everything was perfect, he said that man need a woman in order to be what I need him to be as a man. All right, so it don't make it right, but it makes it normal. It makes it natural. And his nature is not your nature. That's why you can't understand it. That's why you're trying to reference it through your own lens, through the lens of a woman. Like, for men, I don't understand why a woman needs to be told that she's beautiful. We do it because we know you like it. But if I was attracted to you, I would be with you. To me, it's just that simple. You're supposed to know that.
Listen, if I wake up and I'm here every day, baby, you fine every day. You fine every day.
But now we know that love language that you need to hear. The same way. So I don't expect you to tell me, hey, I'm beautiful, because I don't need that. You need it. All right? So you need to understand there are certain things that he may desire or want that you don't understand. You just know he's a tiger. That's
what you said. Don't let him go in the store by himself.
Right. No, here's the thing.
He need help.
Cause female lions the one that do the hunt. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, here's what it is on the female side, on the flip side. I understand you still fine. I see my wife when she walk out the door now. You still fine. I know some dudes gonna holler. That's why I don't let you leave mad. That's why I try to fix it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Because you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, but you as a spouse,
You trying to help.
you trying to help, not put them in that position.
Okay,
You
so
see
that
what I'm
goes
saying?
back to, in that specific example you gave, that goes back to that trust thing.
No, it ain't
It
trust.
ain't trust.
Okay, let me put it this
It
way.
ain't trust.
Don't trust me that I'm not gonna go hunting just because the door locked. The cage door locked. And that, yeah, you trust me because the door locked. But if you do this, if it's open, look, would I say I'm staying in the cage because I got everything I need and the door open? That's the question you gotta ask yourself.
Let me ask you this.
No. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, I just don't agree with you. Not fully.
So who-
I understand.
Let me ask
I
you
get
this. Do
it.
you got a celebrity crush?
I do not.
It's hard to sell people.
Yeah, she did right
No,
there.
I don't. If I did, I'll let you know, but I don't.
Well, say you just had a celebrity crush.
Okay.
Whoever they might be, right? You just happen to take a trip to Mexico, right? And that celebrity crush there, and that celebrity crush hollering at you. All he's saying is the dude trusts you when you in Montgomery in Dolock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you go to Mexico and that opportunity it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, that's different. And that's why I say, no, you finna go to Mexico, baby, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I love you, I'm sorry, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know there's some tigers out there. And I know what tigers do.
She know it too. I mean, the women know it too.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for women that want.
A lot of the time.
Some women, not all of them.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a rap on him.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think it's like what you said. And like what you said. Spouse trying to outlove the other. At the end of the day.
I think that was a big takeaway. Communication. Understanding the love.
Communication.
Grace.
Yeah.
You remember that now. You're gonna need that a lot.
So you should aim to have us at your wedding. You know what I'm saying? So
I
like
love them make to the altar with y'all.
we gonna have you right though. We gonna have bro right. Bro gonna be right.
It worked.
Bro, and listen, when this come out, he gonna tell you everything they were telling you is 110%.
I can hear him now.
110% true. And on that note, we're gonna close it. Classic conversation. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, download. Appreciate Brittany for joining us today.
You were good, bro.
Thank you.
Giving us some insight on what a woman think and what a woman wants. We got.
I hop out the wheel like a fence. 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 I'm on the moon like a Jackson. I hop out the wheel like a fence. I hop out the wheel like a fence. I hop out